Alright guys, today we are back on the true melee, no auto swing world, and today we're just going to be trying to beat the brain of Cthulhu and make a ton of progress, because I also want to make a video about 1.4.5, and I want to get that out to you guys by the end of next week. So I hope you enjoyed this shorter video, so sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. Also, before I get into this video, I just want to say that for this world I'm using Fargo's mod just so that I can get potions more easily and just get items more easily, and just to help the video come out faster. And I'm also using the non-boss consumables mod, so none of my boss items are consumable. So yeah, now back to the video. This video started with us having to fight the goblin army, which was a little bit annoying because I was a little bit underprepared for them. Like, the rotted fork was doing decent damage, as you can kind of see here, but I was also taking a lot of damage because I had no tinkerers, so no accessories rewarding, and I just had pretty much no defense because I was running tungsten armor. So I died a ton of times, but I eventually got the job done. And after, I kid you not, 23 minutes, we finally beat the goblin army. That's an egregious amount of time for an event like this, but it was finally done, and I could make some upgrades to my gear. Then I quickly got gold armor, and decided that I had enough gear to try to fight the Brain of Cthulhu. So here's my first attempt at that boss fight. To be completely honest, this boss fight went pretty terribly. Like, I thought I could just beat the Brain of Cthulhu because I had the Rotted Fork, which is a fairly good weapon for it. But I didn't have max health, and my defense was basically 0 because I didn't reforge any of my accessories, and none of them had armor. So I got absolutely shredded. I then dove into the caves to try to find the Goblin Tinkerer because I knew I would need him if I wanted to beat any bosses in the future. And after about 5 minutes, I got really lucky, and he just happened to be in my tunnel path that I had made through this cave before. So I unlocked the Goblin Tinkerer and quickly reforged all of my accessories to have some form of defense, either armored or warding, except for my Hermes boots because I did not have enough money to do that. But then it was time to try the Brain of Cthulhu yet again. So I got in the cave, put on Conspiracy by Paramore, and got ready to fight this boss. And yeah, I'll just let you guys watch how this fight went. Started the same way as before, except this time I was actually in my arena when the boss fight started. The spear was actually doing decent damage. I mean, the Rotted Fork is obviously a decent weapon for this boss fight. I just couldn't have enough defense to stay at a good range for this. And I also just have never really played melee before, so I didn't know where to stand. But, you know, we were getting some decent damage, definitely a lot more than last time. Some of the creepers were starting to die, so I was getting tissue samples. And I was feeling a lot more confident about this boss fight, but I still knew I wasn't going to win. And after dying, I realized that there might be enough tissue samples to do something. And after running back to the arena, I realized I had just enough tissue samples to craft the Deathbringer pickaxe, which I would use to try to get molten armor and the volcano for the Brain of Cthulhu. And so I went straight down to the underworld to try to get some hellstone. I had ore extractinator, so it was pretty easy to mine the chunks, but I didn't have any obsidian skin potions, so I had to mine carefully like this to pick them up. And I figured there wouldn't be enough to actually get enough shards, so I began looking for an obsidian skin potion. But before I went back down to look for that, I actually got enough hellstone to craft the volcano, which would be my weapon of choice for the actual boss fight. I just didn't know if it would be enough to kill the brain without crafting the molten armor. So I actually just went for it with the volcano, and as you can see, my damage was way more. Like I was doing a significant amount of damage to all the little creepers, and I was taking less, even though I didn't really have any armor, just because the fire knocked them back so far, and it was just running through their health. And I got the brain pretty low, actually. Like, I started to break a ton of the creepers. The hearts they were dropping made it really easy for me to stay alive. And we ended up making some progress towards the second phase. And then we got to the second phase. I mean, it was pretty hard for me to choose the right brain to hit just because the sword swings in a circle. So I just have to have the timing and the position correct for it, which I obviously suck at because I never play melee. But we were still doing decent damage to him for a long time. And I mean, he started to get lower and lower, and I honestly thought I had this one. Like, he was so low, but so was I. So if I just mess up once, I was cooked, and that just happened right here. But we got him below 1,000 health, and I knew it was definitely possible. I then went and mined for hellstone. I mean, by this point, I basically had enough for full molten armor, but I just kept going until I could get as much ore as possible before my potion ran out. And I took a mining potion so I could go more efficiently, and I had ore extractinator, so I was determined to get as much as I can. And as you guys can kind of see, we got a ton of ore from this. We actually were over 700, which is kind of crazy, but that just meant a ton of money for me, so that was good. 700 ore collected, bang! Seems we can make a ton of bars, which means we can make the full armor set, helmet, chest plate, and greaves. I think I actually like this helmet. I don't know. I don't. That means we have way more defense. We can't be set on fire. 10% increased melee damage along with all the other stuff. My volcano does 46 now, and it's not even reforged. And I'm gonna sell all of this stuff, so that's 35. That's like a gold right there, and then all these extra bars. 19 gold. Bang. And all this is 14 gold. I did craft it. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I crafted everything I can with this. But yeah, no, that's going in there. That's going in there. That's going in there. That's going in there. What a great haul. So yeah. And get the guy in check because I almost forgot the pickaxe, which I have here now. Bang. And I can sell the last 20 bars to the arm sealer. And after doing some more cleaning up and selling all my stuff, we are finally ready to fully kill the Brain of Cthulhu. And just like that, we beat Brain of Cthulhu. And that's going to be the end for today's video. I tried to fight Skeletron once, and that did not go well at all. So, you guys will see what that looks like next time. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!